How does trust impact your leadership behavior, or doesn't it? I think it does, and let's take a look at these three areas. First, emotions, physiology, and then third, emotional intelligence. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Stand-Up. 5 minutes to get your week off to a great start and potentially give you something to help make you a more effective leader so you can love what you do. I believe trust has a large impact on our leadership behavior, and we're going to use you as a case study today. In your mind, pick out that person professionally who you distrust the most. That's at one end. Then pick out that other person who you trust the most in your professional setting. Have them? Now let's go through a case study with you. You walk into a room and for a meeting, at the head of the table is that person you distrust the most. What are your emotions? What are you feeling? Probably have a thought like, concern, that's an emotion. Maybe a little bit of stress is in there, anxiety. So you have these emotions that are bubbling up. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Now, you leave that meeting and you go to another meeting with that person you trust the most at the head of the table. What are the emotions that you're feeling there? Maybe calmness, relaxed, that tenseness has gone away. Maybe a bit of warmth because you're friends with that individual. The emotions are a little bit different, aren't they? Hold those emotions. Now, next part, physiology. What's going on in your brain and your body when you walk into those meetings? First meeting, what's the physiology that's happening? You have that tenseness, probably release some adrenaline. Physiologically, what does that do to you? So you're tense, you have some muscle tenseness. Where do you find, when you're tense, where do you find that in your body? I get it in my thighs. I get real tight. Where do you feel it? Your body's telling you something. So physiologically, now you're releasing adrenaline and you're feeling this anxiety that's there. Blood pressure's up, maybe heart rate's up, maybe a little bit of fight or flight, depending upon how much you mistrust that individual. So physiologically, that's going on. Your frontal cortex, to a degree, starts shutting down. You lose part of your logical thinking. Let's go to that other meeting, that person you trust the most. What's physiologically going there? Calm, relaxed, all positive. You really are now, because you enjoy being around that individual. It's all going positive for you. Feeling calm. So physiologically, your body is telling you something when you're there. Last part, emotional intelligence. What is going on? Emotional intelligence, first, what is it? Emotional intelligence is first you understanding the emotions you're feeling, where they're coming from, and their impact on you. Second is understanding the impact of your emotions on others. Good. Now, let's turn this into leadership behavior. How is this impacting your leadership behavior? When you are in that meeting with the person you distrust the most, how's that impacting your behavior? You're leaning in, you can't think as much, and we have biases. All those biases are coming through. I don't trust this individual. You're predisposed to think, no, I'm not going to listen to what they have to say. It's affecting your leadership behavior. When you're in that other room with that individual you trust, how's that impacting your behavior there? Predisposed to say yes, giving them the trust. Do they deserve that trust? Do they deserve the trust you're giving them? And that person that you distrust, do they deserve that much distrust? Or should you be more open and listening? I don't know. You have to think about that. Realize what's going on. You walked in with some biases, you had some triggers, and now that's impacting your overall behavior. What do you need to do in those meetings to ensure that you're giving people their due as far as trusting them as much as you need to trust them or not? Now, about you and your leadership. Suppose you're that person at the head of the table. Everyone's coming in that room. There's somewhere on that spectrum of distrust to trust. Where are they? And how's your leadership behavior affecting them and where they are on that spectrum? What do you need to do to move them on that spectrum? Trust has an impact on our leadership behavior. Is it where you want it to be? And what do you need to do to move it in the right direction? Thanks for listening. Hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.